첫 번째 산행을 마치고 또 다른 의미에서 등정에 나서고 있는 산악인 엄홍길 대장과 이야기를 나눠봤습니다. 다음에 글로벌인에서는 우리보다 한국에 대해 더 많은 것을 알고 있는 분들을 만나보겠습니다. 한국 문화전도사를 자처하는 사이먼 씨 부부입니다.
And my loyal students have been waiting here. Well, first we started to make videos for our family because they were totally unfamiliar with South Korea. So they're really scared about us coming here. They thought like, oh, they're going to die.
Yeah.
So originally we started for them. But then we started making videos for Bucheon City, the city we live in, because many foreigners would email us and be like, oh, I'm coming to Bucheon, what's it like? So we thought we should make videos about our city.
To try to help them out.
And then it just started like growing and growing and getting bigger and bigger.
We only sat 1 year and then gone, but now we're almost here for 4 years.
So after 2 years of teaching, Simon started blogging full-time. And for me, after 3 years of teaching, after that I started full-time blogging. So now it's kind of like a new job for us. It's kind of fresh.
A whole new world.
Don't you dare close your eyes. Now when we're walking around in Korea, some people will recognize us. So we're very surprised to have somebody come up to us in Myeongdong and be like, oh my god, eat your kimchi.
I know, last time when we were in Hongdae on the weekend, every 10 minutes somebody stopped us in the streets. So it was really amazing and
Overwhelming.
shocking.
Yeah.
And so it's both good, it's both bad, but it's something that we're not accustomed to yet.
We just feel like we're just a nerdy married couple and we're just making videos. So it's very surprising that there's such a great response, but it makes us very happy.
It took a very long time for us to figure out that answer. We went through very many names, but the idea behind it is that your parents always tell you when you're younger and you're eating dinner that like, oh, you want to eat your meat, but you don't want to eat your vegetables. So they would say, eat your vegetables because they're good for you. So we thought because we're in Korea and kimchi is so popular here, we thought, eat your kimchi because it's good for you.
So it's kind of like your daily dose of Korea.
Well, before we actually learned how to read the alphabet, we found it very challenging and overwhelming
Yeah,
because
like our first few months here.
there are like so many signs everywhere and we didn't understand it. But as soon as we learned how to read the language, then things started to make sense to us a lot more.
And we discovered that a lot of stuff is written in English, in Korean. So we're like, coffee shop, coffee shop. So we're like opening the world up. Food for us, it's never been a problem because we love Korean food even in Toronto, Canada. Because
We love spicy food as well.
yeah, so I know some people have a problem adjusting with that, but it was no problem. So
I think as long as you come to the country with an open mind and you're willing to experience something different than what you're used to, you could find a really welcoming and warm and fun experience here.
yeah, but you do have to make an effort. You can't just stay in your mindset like this
In your
is
own
a
bubble.
Yeah, because if you do that, then you'll find that two cultures will bump heads. Instead, you have to make an effort to learn a little bit of Korean culture and then also introduce your Korean friends to your culture. And then you can live in harmony.
I feel like every day when I go out and I want to cross the street, somebody's trying to kill me.
Yeah.
I don't understand how people stop at the red lights, how people just go through red
Yeah,
lights.
it seems like delivery men go through red lights. Buses are scary.
Like when I try to cross the street and people stop right when I'm trying to walk, I don't understand the traffic laws here. I'd want to get a car, but I'm afraid that I will die in like half an hour.
We have a scooter, so on our scooter, sometimes we'll obey the law, and people behind us are honking. I'm like, it's a red light,
why
and
are
they're
you
like
honking at me
honking. I'm
for
like,
obeying the law, you know?
So that's hard for us to understand. But the other thing for me is, and this is just I think a problem with the amount of people. It's different than what I'm used to. Personal space bubble is different. So for example, if you go to Shinderim Station at nighttime, you're on the subway like this, right? Like this, like. So the subways are so incredibly crowded, and in Canada there aren't that many people where we are. So you're used to standing like
and having your own amount of space.
Yeah, so that can be a little bit hard to get used to at first, but it's nothing to do with Korea. It just has to do with the amount of people, and people are doing pali, right? They want to get home. So that was a little bit difficult for us to get used to at first, but I think we're getting more and more accustomed to it.
Except for driving.
Yeah, I'm scared of the buses.
Never the driving.
And the taxis.
Yes.
고지가비 2인분 하고 이거 주세요. 오빠, 맛있지?
맛있네.
I think the answer for me is Korean food. I find that every time I tell a Korean person that I like Korean food, they're very shocked. Like, what? Really? You like it? It's not too spicy? And I don't think a Korean person should ever doubt that their food is amazing. Like, if I were to speak to a French person and say I like French food, they'd be like, psh, of course, it's French food. And I think that Korea should have that same level of pride in their food because it's wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Yeah, like fresh produce. Everything we eat is like fresh. It's made, like, can be custom made for you depending on what you want. Like, every week it feels like we find a new dish. And we're like, how come we're not eating this?
There's so much variety here. It's wonderful.
Yeah, so we love it. I think that the food needs to be like a pride point.
Oh,
not
yes.
just bibimbap. There's so many more foods that people need to express. I think that our perspective, even though we've been here for 4 years and we're very comfortable with Korea, our perspective is that we want to approach making videos as if we're tourists. We're brand new to Korea. So we want to make a fresh video to show people that Korea is more than just traditional things. It's not just hanbok and kimchi and temples. It has an entire culture of like amazing stuff. K-pop or, you know, visiting locations.
Korea is very modern and fun and has a great vibe and energy, and I think that needs to be shown a lot more than just a traditional side.
Well, we have nothing but really warm memories of our time in Korea so far. So I found that if you make an effort to get to know people and like embrace the culture, everyone is so sweet to you. So even like our local food shops, like our Kimbap Changguk, they know us so well when we come in.
The coffee shop that we go to, everybody here is so
Yeah,
friendly.
12 you know. And even when we go for like samgyeopsal, the ajumas there will be like, oh, welcome back, and like cutting the meat for us. So we feel like everyone's taking care of us.
I'm gonna remember like how caring everybody was. Every time we were here.
So I think like at least for advice for any Wigukins that are coming here is just to make an effort to get to know people and talk with them with as much Korean as you can, and they're gonna really embrace you. So I just have like warm feelings.
We really like it here.
Summer's in your heart, and I know that you're staying. Taking a ride, but it feels like we're paying for the madness that
We have no idea how long we're going to be staying. We thought that we would only be in Korea for 1 year and then we would go, but our website has become so big now that I can't imagine ever wanting to stop. Like, we have a fun job, we get to make movies with each other. Why would we ever want to stop doing that?
I think when it comes to future plans, we don't have anything set in stone, but we still want to travel and continue blogging full time. So if we go to a different country, we'd want to do a similar thing, introducing the culture and the side of the culture that people don't see. And we love music, so I think we'd want to do something similar. So maybe a different part of Asia.
But as of right now, we love being in Korea.
어몽길 대장과 사이먼 씨 부부는 참 행복해 보였는데요. 아마 그 이유는 그들이 남들은 쉽게 가지 않는 길에 도전하면서 자신만의 세계를 만들고 있기 때문일 것입니다. 시청자 여러분께서는 어떻게 느끼셨습니까? 강윤선의 인사이트 오늘은 여기까지입니다.